Hello and welcome back to WE Sports. We are live from U Place Apartments, and today we have your Mountaineers facing off against the Sienna Heights Huskies. So far, NACE Mountaineers are 4-1. If they win here today, they will shoot up to the first place spot in NACE, as long as everything else goes according to plan and no one else wins their games. But going into this, Will, what are you thinking?
I think this is a must-win for my mental health.
So true.
It's been one of the worst couple of weeks in the history of Western Rocket League, at least in NACE play. It was just 2 weeks ago that our main roster was 4-0, looking to sweep the regular season. Then they lost 3 of their next 5 games, getting reverse swept against Cumberland last night, losing to Winthrop in crushing fashion. The loss against Baylor was unexpected and also bad. Lotus lost their first NACE game, I believe, just 2 weeks ago. And now, as you said, they're still in contention for that #1 overall seed. But now it's no longer they don't control their own destiny anymore.
No.
University of Texas at Austin, if they win out, they will get the #1 overall seed because they do have the head-to-head over the Mountaineers. West Virginia obviously still just take care of business tonight against the Sienna Heights Huskies. And then East Tennessee State will be their last game, and that will be a week from today. So I think for the health and safety of myself, we need to win this game. And please just stop the bleeding.
I do agree. Yeah, definitely it'd be rough if we lost this game for sure. Sienna Heights Huskies so far, I believe they are 2-3 here in NACE. They are coming off of a win though against ETSU Gold only like 5 days ago. So coming off,
that's a really good win for them.
That is a very good win.
That really shook up a lot of my pregame analysis.
Yeah.
I thought East Tennessee State looked like in those first couple weeks one of the better teams in this conference. Sienna Heights did not look like one of the better teams in this conference. So to get that win just last week, I think it was 3-1.
Yeah.
Was super impressive. So I still feel confident. It shook up my comments a little bit in my prediction. I thought this was going to be a pretty clean road for this Lotus team to get out and get a win rather quickly. I still believe that but it's like 95% of what I believed in the first place. The Sienna team, at the very least now, are a frisky team, a team that is able to take a couple games that maybe they shouldn't. They did take one against North Texas, who's currently in first place in the conference. So not a team that you can take lightly, but a team that I think West Virginia will be able to handle. They had a bounce back win last week against University of the Cumberlands in a 3-0 sweep. This Sienna Heights team did also beat that same University of the Cumberlands team 2 or 3 weeks ago. So the Mountaineers need to win here to keep their 1 seed hopes alive, and just obviously getting the easiest path possible in the playoffs. Are just going to start in a couple weeks, and I think they can do it. No,
I also agree with that. Something I would like to point out is, obviously I mentioned earlier, the Mountaineers do win this, they do secure that first spot in NACE. UTA JV, another squad, University of Texas Arlington, they did give the Mountaineers their one and only loss here in NACE earlier on in that 3-2 win, I believe it was. Correct? Wait, hold on.
Yes, it was a reverse sweep.
Yes. So the NACE things aren't showing the score, but I'm pretty sure it's 3-2.
Yes, it was 3-2.
But they have, I believe, only one match. No, they have 2 matches left.
They have 2 matches left against Texas Tech and another one of the bottom feeder teams in the conference. So
no, they have North Texas, don't they?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they have North Texas next week.
Yes, they have Texas Tech this week. Texas Tech has not been good so far this season. I think they have 1 win. So UTA is going to win that game, and then they will be the #1 overall seed for the time being. And then next week will be a massive week for Saints implications that they do play North Texas, who is currently also 5-1. So West Virginia playing East Tennessee State.
Yeah. So for the Mountaineers to secure the #1 seed, they have to obviously win today. They have to win out for 1, which I don't think is going to be that tall of a tail. You have obviously 2 teams that are
only 3 things need to happen.
Yeah, they need to win both their games.
They win this, they win next week.
And then UTA has to lose their game against North Texas.
Yep.
And that will be #1 because
that's all they'll need, because they have the tiebreaker over North Texas because they beat them head-to-head. They will both be 6-1 in NACE. So if all that happens, if all that kind of falls their way, then West Virginia will come out with the #1 overall seed in their division. It is so they're playing in Varsity plus East 1, East 2, East 3. They're in the East 3 division. So looking ahead at some of the other divisions, some of those other teams that they could be playing, Ball State has looked good. There's obviously Wichita State is up there. St. Clair's Saints Academy team, who Lotus has had a ton of run-ins over the past couple of seasons. So playoff implications, I think it's because of kind of some of the top-level talent and some of these other divisions across Varsity Plus. That just makes it all the more important that you are able to get as high of a seed as you possibly can.
100%. And I think it's going to be a very plausible thing for them to secure that number 1 seed. And at the very least, secure the number 2 seed. Obviously,
the number 2 seed is locked up as long as they win these next 2 games.
Yes, exactly. I was like, actually, I think it's like basically 100% going to happen as long as these next 2 games do end up in a big W victory.
However, to be fair, we've been really high on both of these Rocket League teams these past couple of weeks, and it has not exactly gone our way. So nothing is guaranteed right now. There might be some kind of black magic going on downstairs that is causing these teams to lose games that they probably shouldn't lose. So anything could happen. And Sienna Heights again just came off a good win against East Tennessee State. They took a map off of North Texas, which is really hard to do. So it's definitely not a team that you can just kind of expect to roll over. Although I think they can, but they just have to get into it and kind of
100%
come out to a fast start.
Yeah, but we are going to be hopping into the game right now. Here we go, Mountaineers versus Sienna Heights. Let's get this thing started.
Absolutely. Game 1 in this best of 3. Talk about how important it is for Western to come out fast. Sienna Heights trying to do all the same. Going to be interested to see how Duffy kind of bounces back from these last couple weeks where it hasn't been quite the output that we would like to see from it. It is his first season with this, his first season with this team. It has been a lot of Emma and Hira kind of finding those early goals. It's a good touch though from Duffy kind of setting up Emma, but the angle isn't quite there, and Western's going to have to bounce back and reset here. It's going to be Hira gets past 1. The CNI defender is there. Duffy once again trying to get something going at the middle. Can Emma find the first? No. Off that top crossbar once again. Not been the Mountaineers' friend at all this season. Has that top crossbar.
Yeah, so far you're going pretty solid. It's a nice touch there, but it's going to go right back the other way once again. His Lotus team has been so good at kind of setting the pace and keeping the offense rolling the way they want it to roll. And it's kind of looking like a similar formula here. I try to get the contest in the air, but I think misses it a little bit. Goes a little bit too high. Lucky nothing came of that one there. Now down this left side, a little battle coming down. Duffy will get a nice touch to send this ball over to the other side of the pitch. All right, over to his teammate. It's going to be here trying to dribble up. Gets past one defender. Second one, though, able to slide back. Secure that nice defensive stop there. Duffy, another dangerous ball across the Sienna Heights goal there. And once again, we were just seeing Sienna Heights kind of trying to get attack going here, but just never really going their way. It's always just ping pong back to their side of the pitch. And now a nice look there for the Mountaineers, a little high. They just know to meet it right on the backboard. And now another one once again. Do they have the look? And they do. Duffy.
Duffy got a boost. I believe they're from one of the Sienna Heights defenders. I don't know if Duffy really...
Yeah, that was a bit of an own goal.
Yeah, I believe that might have been a bit of a textbook own goal there from that Cumberland's players. Or, sorry, not Cumberland. Sienna Heights player. The West Virginia. Never mind. Well, he's going to make up for it there. And Zonex finds an equalizer in just his first couple seconds after his own goal. That's not great defensive work there from the Mountaineers.
There for sure. Not how you want to have this game tied right back up after getting a early goal there. But, things do happen. The kickoff doesn't really go anywhere. Right back up in the air. Siege's going to take this down the right side.
Absolutely. Sienna Heights gets really close, nearly finding a second there right off the bat, but now it's Hira up this right side. Needs to beat one more defender. It's going to be bouncing right above that goal. Emma comes in from the top. Doesn't quite have the angle. Duffy on the follow-up. Still not there. Sienna Heights scavenging defensively and is able to kind of find a stop there at the last second. But Western is keeping up this pressure, right? Except for kind of that initial kickoff. Western's been in complete control so far of this game. Dominating the possession for the time being. But Sienna Heights still obviously very much in it because of that little fluky goal there at the start of that second kickoff. West Virginia is going to have to kind of recover in here. And Sienna Heights has probably their best attacking opportunity chance of the game so far, but West Virginia's able to stifle them for the time being. Duffy up this left side gets an amazing bump from Duffy, but then he saves his own shot. Duffy makes the best defensive play of the game for the wrong team. And Sienna Heights thanks their lucky stars that that's not another goal for the Mountaineers. Oh, wow. There's been quite a few mishaps so far from both teams, but Duffy makes up for it, finding his second goal of the game. It's been a little bit of a disaster so far.
Yeah, this has been a hurricane of emotions as of right now. Duffy finds one in the beginning, then we get a kickoff goal, then he saves one of his own, and then he gets one once again here. Duffy just doing it all on both sides of the pitch here. I mean, what do you need him for? No, not again. And off the kickoff. Another kickoff goal, this time for the Mountaineers, though.
Kickoff goals, typically as they do, kind of even themselves out over the series.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
A 2-goal lead with just over 2 to play.
This is a very comfortable position for the Mountaineers to be in now, but they cannot change the pace at all here. They are currently, I mean, not giving Sienna Heights too many good looks. They've really only had that one, like you said, kind of fluky goal earlier. They had maybe 20 seconds of a good sequence, and there's another one. What a pass. That's
great. We talked about how important it is for Duffy to kind of get back to how we saw him more at the beginning of the season. And 2 goals and an assist already in the first 3 minutes of this game 1. He has answered the call and then some. And now West Virginia, a large lead to play with these next 105 or 115 seconds rather. Going to try and stack on this lead, put this game out of reach for Sienna Heights.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-goal lead right now is quite nasty, and almost a nice play there by Hira, showing off her mechanical skills. And Emma gets a nice touch, going to get bumped away. Almost finds the back of the net there once again. Going to get the Mountaineers a 4-goal lead, and nice retake there by Duffy to control this ball on that right side of the goal. The Mountaineers don't really need to do too much now.
There's got to be a Mountaineer at the end of it, and there almost is, but it's taken by Sienna Heights at the last second. They almost get a second chance of their own off of it, but Sienna Heights is just really staggered offensively. They don't really have, they're committing so much defensively that they don't really have the bodies up front to take advantage of these opportunities, and the Mountaineers are really kind of cutting through the Sienna Heights defense despite all the players playing really defensively.
Yeah, 100%. You were kind of seeing just, oh my goodness, off the crossbar there. Emma got a bit of a redirect, and then Packers gonna miss. Both of them missed the ball. A crucial mistake there for Sienna Heights to try to crawl back late in this game, and the ball did a cross right in front of the goal.
I think Sienna Heights just saved one of their own goals. I think that demo left a wide open goal, and they couldn't capitalize. And now West Virginia back on the attack again with just 34 seconds here. Up 3, this game might just be over now. Sienna Heights has had a comedy of errors in this game 1. Not the performance that we've seen from them in these past couple weeks when they've looked much better. But West Virginia's just been completely dominating. Hira almost off that top crossbar, almost did it all on her own. But it will not matter in this first game. 10 seconds left. West Virginia is going to take it.
Yeah, and that'll be a very dominant game 1 win there. Ideally, should have been a shutout, but that kickoff goal did ruin those hopes and dreams, and the ball touching the ground. That's your Mountaineers taking game 1 in a pretty convincing fashion. I would say maybe had a solid 4 minutes on attack throughout that match. Every Sienna Heights counterattack was swiftly and aggressively ended before it even really got any chances of getting shots on goal. And
14 shots to 6 for the side of Sienna Heights.
You can see that with the shots.
Obviously, just the one kickoff goal, which did even itself out later in the match, especially when they found one of their own. Duffy, though, super impressed. 100%, responsible for 100% of those Mountaineer goals with 2 goals of his own, as well as 2 assists. I don't really know how you get an assist off of probably just that 50-50 start of the kickoff fell right to Emma, who tapped it in. Hira had a quiet game for her standards, but obviously didn't matter there, and we know that she's the type of player that is going to show up when West Virginia needs her. But in that game, just didn't really need her.
Touches though. Yeah, she is kind of, I would say, all over the pitch there, kind of setting the pace. You know, maybe not scoring or, you know, doing anything in those regards, but definitely able to set the pace and kind of keep the pressure on, which allowed openings for her teammates.
Emma, and it might just set up an immediate goal for the Mountaineers, but not quite there.
Yeah, almost a hot start there to this game too. Emma almost kind of lurking around there here, trying to get a center. Won't go her way though. And now once again, this ball is kind of trickling around this Lotus goal once again. Duffy gets a nice kick, almost a nice touch there to double it up. Sienna Heights now trying to just regain control. Maybe get a bit more of attacking time here in game 2. Something they really lacked in game 1. They were not able to even, they kind of had to commit all of their possessions to keeping the ball out of their net. And a nice play there by Emma. What a save coming through by Sienna Heights. And the follow-up is not there. A beautiful defensive stop to keep this game 0-0.
There's just so much pressure that Sienna Heights can't get the ball outside of their own goal. It looks like they might have something for a second there, but then it's just swarming. This Mountaineer attack is just relentless for the time being. Now it's going to be Duffy over on this left side. Misses it in the air. Sienna Heights just struggling to kind of get the ball back out of their own half. They're going to be able to do it for the time being. Just going to come right back. That's a demolition from Emma. And now West Virginia going to try and take advantage. Up the middle goes Hero from the top. Is that a goal? Almost off the top crossbar. Bounces down in front of that goal, but there's just no Mountaineer player there to capitalize. Almost there. Duffy once again tries to, but that top crossbar, the Mountaineers banging on the door for this first goal here in game 2. They cannot quite find it. Sienna Heights still just completely, almost, not quite. The Mountaineers, Sienna Heights able to kind of calm the storm for the time being. Another clear there. The Mountaineers, I don't know how they got out of there with no goals.
Yeah, this is getting close time and time again. Sienna Heights, the hearts have got to be racing. So many close calls in this last 45 seconds. And the Mountaineers are itching to just get one through, get one past the defense, bouncing off the wall there. Any Mountaineer play to back it up? No. The ball goes the other way. We're now crossing the halfway point. About here, CJ in a 1v3 can't make it work.
Both of the Sienna Heights teammates, though, were just nowhere to be seen on the offensive end. They're not committed enough to these very few changes that they get offensively. And now it's right back to where most of this game has gone by, right in front of the Sienna Heights goal, with the Mountaineers just kind of playing without any real pressure on them.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just not where you want to be for Sienna Heights right now. Once again, we're seeing the ball just living on this orange side of the pitch, which is exactly what we saw in the first game, which didn't really go, the way of the Huskies. And this formula continues. Mountaineers are bound to find one, maybe an open goal here. No. Able to get back just in the nick of time. And this ball is just crossing back and forth in front of the Sienna Heights goal. I am so surprised that one has not found the back of the net here.
This is not sustainable at all for Sienna Heights. They cannot afford to keep playing like this. They've been really fortunate so far that they're not down 2 or 3 goals, let alone still a tie game with just over 90 seconds left. Sienna Heights are going to have to change something up here if they want a chance to win this game, because at this current pace, they've been really fortunate so far that they're not already out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, and for the Mountaineers, though, it only takes one unfortunate turn of events, just like that. I put the first one on the board, and I was just getting ready to say, you've got to be careful for the Mountaineers here, as you don't have a goal yet, despite all the pressure you've been building, and it only takes one unfortunate demo. And Sienna Heights now takes the lead with 1.5 minutes left here in game 2. Somehow, some way, despite the pressure, Sienna Heights is up.
I would imagine Sienna Heights is just going to go full park the bus here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, wow.
Kira is done toying around. Finding her first goal of the series.
Wow.
What a play. Gets bumped up and somehow still finds the angle right over the defender. And this game is right back to being tied. That did not last very long.
Yeah, after the way that this game has gone, you kind of could tell that Sienna Heights did not deserve to have a lead so far. And the Rocket League gods agreed. Kira with an amazing show for individual excellence there. And it's going to tie the game up here. Just under 80 seconds left. West Virginia trying to find their first lead so far this game, too, despite, oh my, that, surely not. Oh, wow. CJ's able to get back just in time. That was almost a ridiculous goal there from about 3/4 of the way down the field. Hero with another set of amazing touches. That ball is so dangerously hanging in front of that Sienna Heights goal, but once again, they're able to survive. So many times this game, we've seen that happen.
I mean, this is just so dangerous for Sienna Heights. Like I said, I'm surprised they're not down 3 goals right now, but somehow, some way, this game is still all tied up, despite maybe the 15 shots on goal with the Mountaineers as of right now. But Kira gets a nice 50-50 there on this left-hand side, and forced to kind of rotate back once again. But Emma sneaks in the back door, gets past 2 defenders, and gets the score.
And that's just kind of fitting with how weird this game's been, that is finally the goal that puts the Mountaineers up with all 3 Sienna Heights players within 10 yards of that ball, and Emma just comes through and hits it through all of them. Now 28 seconds left. Sienna Heights needs to find one here. I wouldn't be surprised if Western Union is just going to keep playing the exact same, keep this pressure up. Don't need to give Sienna Heights a chance here to get towards that side of the pitch. But Sienna Heights immediately, that's a demolition now onto Hira. Another demolition there. Hira, Duffy, all fall, and PJ finds it. I think that was 3 demos onto Mountaineer players in the span of 10 seconds.
I mean, there's 1, there's 2. Did Emma get demoed at the end here? No.
Or Emma finds a demo onto CJ, but it just doesn't matter. CJ just lightly taps that ball right over the hood of her car, and Sienna Heights finds an equalizer.
I mean, this has been an absolutely insane game so far. Sienna Heights has no right to be tied up 2-2 here with everything that's been going on. But somehow, some way, they have made it work, and they have done it quite well.
They have a chance here, right, to win this outright. They're going to try and keep this ball up. It's right in front of, on that Mountaineer defensive half, and it will be grounded. I cannot believe what I'm watching right now.
I mean, I would not have expected this game to go into overtime, if I'm going to be honest. And there's a nice kickoff win there for Hira to get this ball already on the Sienna Heights side. Does not really last very long, though. And a nice demolition there once again. Emma gets the clear.
These demos are not going in favor of the Mountaineers at all. Sienna Heights is knocking on the door of trying to steal this game, too. CJ up this left side trying to find something. The ball's going to be dangerously over the middle. Emma with a great clear, though. It's going to flip the field completely. And it's a demo onto CJ. Western has a chance here. Hira, not an amazing touch there over the middle. And now it's Sienna Heights back on the offensive. Duffy trying to find something, but CJ, once again, CJ's been all over the field these last couple of minutes. Giving Sienna Heights just a little bit of some life here in the second game. It's another demolition there onto Emma. Mountaineers are getting blown up time after time. Sienna Heights is fighting for this game too, trying to find something. Hira is going to knock it out of her own goal. The Mountaineers now a minute going into this overtime. Now it's a demolition there onto Enoxis. Duffy trying to win that 50-50. It's not quite there. Going to play it up this right side, trying to find something. West Virginia knocking on the door once again. Emma almost. Oh my goodness. How is this game going to end?
This is absolutely insane right now. This is a minute and a half, almost overtime here. One of the longest I've seen in a minute here. And Duffy gets the 50-50. Gonna get past Noor. No. So much room there to work with the demolition. That's been the formula for this Sienna Heights team. It seems just blow up everything you see. And now trying to make something work. Get shut down immediately by Hira as ball is jet-packed right to the other side of the pitch. And the battle once again taking place right on Sienna Heights' doorstep there. Can Emma find it? No, going through the air somehow does not get the contact.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this game has not been won by somebody yet. Oh my goodness! As I say it, CJ scores from beyond half field. And Sienna Heights steal game 2. A pinch off the wall. I can't believe it.
I'm at a loss for words right now. This is going to be the most interesting score sheet you've ever seen in your entire life. I need you to prepare for this.
Wow.
If I'm being honest, it's actually not as lopsided as I thought it was going to be. But regardless, the Mountaineers actually had more demolitions there than Sienna Heights, which did not feel like that at all. But
CJ plays the game of their life.
Yeah.
2 goals and an assist, 750 score.
Goodness. What a just insane turn of events there. 70 touches from Hira is absolutely bewildering. Hira just kind of just controlling the ball, I guess you could say, but the Mountaineers look dominant that entire game, but look at the scoreboard. It kind of tells a different story. Did not really seem like that close throughout the game, but the scoreboard just was all tied up until like 3 minutes in, so going into game 3 here, Sienna Heights, I mean, they won the last game, but you have to think they got to change the game plan maybe just a little bit. But, I mean, if it works, why fix it? And CJ proving this game plan is flawless. Taking the first goal in the first 30 seconds here. What a touch there by I. Gets the double dink. CJ gets the follow-up.
It's great there from CJ to follow it up, but that was all I. Find so many crucial touches there, and then CJ in the right place at the right time. And now West Virginia once again finds themselves down despite how good they've looked so far. They just have not been able to kind of finish out these attacks and find those goals. They've really been struggling in that area, and Sienna Heights taking advantage right now. Now currently leading in this game, in this pivotal game 3. You got to think that this is going to be maybe the most important game that they're going to play in this entire series to finally see who can put themselves up 2-1. Duffy's going to try and find an equalizer. It's a good bounce. It's not quite there. Can Hira find it? Emma, no! Oh my goodness, once again, Sienna Heights able to survive on their own goal line. West Virginia cannot break through this defense.
I mean, this is like Seahawks Patriots football right now. This is just goal line play for goal line play, and somehow, some way, nothing seems to be going through. I do not seem to understand this right now. What a save there by I in the perfect position to make that, and now what a shot there from Emma. No, another one. Duffy comes in with the rebound.
Eventually, the dam had to break. West Virginia finds another equalizer in this game 3. This is, I was watching Monday Night Football last night, and the Houstons had like 12 plays to go with like 6 yards from the end zone. They just could not score because their offense was so bad, and it's reminding me a lot of right now. The Mountaineers have so many opportunities now to put this game away, and they are just not able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's an offensive lap by the Mountaineers or it's just Sienna Heights playing lockdown defense. I mean, they're looking like Baylor out here right now. I don't understand.
Yeah. They really are. I remember that defensive masterpiece from Baylor. I don't think Sienna Heights is probably on that same quality of team, though. I'm so shocked with the game script so far for both of these teams. Duffy's going to try and find something. CJ lets the ball bounce up. Now he will take it. And now Sienna Heights have a chance here. Oh, my goodness. Off the top crossbar. The Mountaineers get super lucky there. Now they have an attacking chance of their own. Up this left side comes Hira. Going to try and find a center. She will play it towards the middle, but it's I over the top that's going to knock that ball away. The Mountaineers really fortunate there that Sienna Heights didn't find their second.
Yeah, this thing is just getting close time and time again. I mean, we're seeing both of these teams here in Game 3 get really good looks. Sienna Heights definitely kicking their offense into gear here in Game 3. And now another good look there by Sienna Heights, but thwarted immediately off the backboard here. Can the double touch come in? No. I not trying to work his magic down low. And now another good look there. Here gets a nice save. Popping that one up into the air, now taking it out the right side. And this is just an absolute chaos going on right now here in front of this Mountaineer goal. Demolition there from Hira onto I. A nice touch by Emma. Can they have the breakaway? A 2-on-1. I makes the play.
They're not out of the woods quite yet. Duffy's going to try and settle at the middle, but now it's Emma going to have to come at the last second to save it for the Mountaineers. This has been the complete opposite of how I thought this series was going to go. There's so much action, but no actual goals being scored.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, it's like a
They've got to find
shootout.
it here. Oh my goodness! I believe that's I. Once again, another huge defensive stop from Sienna Heights, and they're just trading defensive blows right now. Are these two teams? 90 seconds left. This is insane.
I mean, this is just a Western shootout, but everyone has blanks loaded in right now. It's just a whole bunch of noise, not a lot of actual shots coming through. Here now down this left side, not a lot of boost to work with. Might have the look. No, CJ able to crawl back into goal and get the save. Demolition there on a CJ. A little bit of a revenge story for Hira. How dare you save my goal? CJ, not a lot of boost to work with either now. Forced to go back and refill. Hira has it though.
That has to be it. The overcommitment from Sienna Heights. And Hira going to walk into that one. That's a great setup, I believe. All right. I think that's OG that kind of tapped it right back to her in front of their own goal with no one in net, and the Mountaineers now have a lead. 60 seconds on to hang on to this lead and to take Game 3. But Sienna Heights recently has been looking way better offensively, and it's going to be I immediately over the middle again. It's almost there, but Duffy's now going to come through and steal that ball. It's a good touch from Enzonix.
Oh my goodness.
I guess it's not. Hira once again finds her second goal in just about 20 seconds. Enzonix has a little bit of a touch there, but then it's Hira. That's a filthy angle from Hira.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely disgusting. That was the correct defensive play there for Enzonix, but just Hira outclassing there. And now the Mountaineers kind of on pace now to take Game 3 and go up onto match point. What a play there by Duffy, kind of get under the defender. Doesn't work out in his favor, but time is winding down here for Sienna Heights trying to make something work. They haven't had as much success this game as they had in the last one there. A nice touch there by Duffy to shut that offensive attack down.
The demo there onto Hira, though. The Mountaineers are going to have to... Oh, my goodness. The demo onto Hira. Duffy couldn't get his car down in time, and CJ I believe, finds his second goal so far this game, and now Sienna Heights, a second lease on life here with 20 seconds left. Down only one, and they already have gotten a kickoff goal so far in this match. They've had a lot of quick goals, actually, have Sienna Heights. They got to find another one here if they want a chance. Oh my goodness, the Mountaineers almost on a kickoff goal of their own. Now 15 seconds left. Sienna Heights going to try and work some magic here. Hero with a touch over to Duffy. Duffy plays it out wide. That's beautiful from Duffy. And now it's just going to be Hero trying to take this ball away. CJ misses over the top, and that might just be it. 2 seconds left. One grounded ball is all the Mountaineers need to find it, and it will come. The Mountaineers survive Game 3, take a 2-1 game lead so far in this series, but Sienna Heights are not going away quietly.
No, not at all. Here are 5 demolitions there for the team. That is absolute absurdity.
855.
I mean, yeah, what a just MVP caliber game there.
6 shots, 6 saves, 2 goals. That's like a Shohei Ohtani type performance right now.
Yeah,
and 5 demos. Just everywhere in it, everything. Wherever you need her, she is there.
That's Hiro Ohtani.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Regardless, though, Sienna Heights almost kind of coming back there in the end, had that last-minute goal and then cannot find the kickoff goal to seal the deal and send it into overtime. But regardless, they are now down on match point 2-1. Admittedly, I was probably expecting a sweep here in this series, but they got some fire under their belt right now.
We talked about it in the pregame. This Sienna Heights team has taken maps off of teams like North Texas. They've taken a lot of maps off of some of the best teams in this conference. So not surprised that they're able to get one. Again, we're not expecting an upset here, but with the way that kind of these games have gone, we really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm playing roulette right now when it comes to predicting these teams sometimes, but anything can really happen. Duffy tries to make a nice play in the air there, but gets shut down pretty swiftly. We've seen a lot of fast-paced goals with a drift there from Duffy in goal.
Emma had a little nice move there.
Right?
Not gonna lie, but Western's gonna have to hit a move here to get this ball out of their own goal. Duffy's gonna do that for the time being, but Sienna Heights keeps keeping up the pressure. It's a good touch from here. Can she find the second? Yes, she can. Hero just beats 2 all on her own, and now the Mountaineers have a 3v1. Can they find it? Duffy gonna play it up top, find the demolition. The Mountaineers have to score here, and of course it's gonna be Hero.
Oh my goodness, what a team play there by everyone involved. Duffy goes up, gets the demolition. Hira right behind, knocks it on in. And that was a overcommit by Sienna Heights. The Mountaineers read it like a book, and they were able to capitalize and make it a 3v1. And get the early first-minute goal here. Duffy, another good look off the backboard.
Duffy's gonna find it. Oh my goodness! Wow, a kickoff demolition sets up Duffy perfectly. That was an amazing technical goal there from Duffy.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely insane. Dinking it right in that bottom right-hand corner. The Mountaineers are taking a commanding and early 2-0 lead. Not even a minute down here in Game 4.
This is kind of more how I thought this was going to go, and it's kind of how Game 2 was looking, except the Mountaineers in that game just didn't actually score any goals despite all the offensive pressure. Now it looks like they kind of found the formula to kind of they found the kinks in the armor right now in the Sienna Heights defense, and now how is Sienna Heights going to find a way to answer this, if at all? And Donnick's trying to find an early one. It's a little bit too far right, though. Now the Mountaineers have maybe a counterattacking chance of their own. CJ's going to play that ball up on the ceiling. Emma, though, slides back, gets the good touch. Hero gets past one. The Mountaineers have a chance here. Emma off the deflection. It's not quite there. Almost find the 3rd goal there for the Mountaineers. Sienna Heights surviving defensively. The Mountaineers now in complete control right now of this game.
100%. Like, so this is kind of looking like Game 2, but the Mountaineers are actually able to score here in this one. It's not a bunch of close looks. It's actual, executions coming through. They're setting themselves up for success here. I mean, they're looking like a complete roster. The team chemistry is shining through right now. Hira almost gets the pinch. The back, no. Almost a nice shot there by Hira.
That's also very reminiscent of Game 2. Just how in the world was that not a goal for the Mountaineers? It's kind of been the story so far of this series, despite them being up 3-1, but Emma is going to find it. The door was left open, and Emma kicked it down. 3-0 for the Mountaineers before the halfway point in this Game 4. This could be the decider, and the way the Mountaineers are going, you got to think that they want to end it here.
100%. I mean, this is just masterclass of team play here. You know, they say there's no I in team, unless you're Sienna Heights, of course, which there is an I in team. But, I mean, this is what you have to, you know, it's 3v3 Rocket League. Use all 3 players in these attacks. Get the passes, get the setups.
Oh my.
And if you're Sienna Heights, not much you can do, especially when you have the solo plays of Hira getting dangerous in front of the goal there.
Hira is always just good to beat the first defender. That's kind of been a running theme of this game. It's every time she gets the ball on her wheel, she always is able to get past one and create these opportunities. The Mountaineers have not always been able to capitalize on those opportunities, but they have definitely been there kind of in all 4 of these games so far. Sienna Heights has one of their own, and CJ, once again, he has been the go-to goal scorer for this roster. And he's going to find another one here to keep Sienna Heights alive. It's a great setup there from I. And Sienna Heights not going away quietly.
Yeah, not at all. They've really, in a lot of these games, it hasn't really been that much of a blowout. I mean, at least looking at the scoreboard, I mean, you can kind of like sense the presence of the domination. Oh my goodness, CJ able to slide back in the goal and get a nice save there to stop this Mountaineer team going up 3 again. But
CJ's doing all he can right now to keep the Huskies still in this. But the Mountaineers, relentless pressure once again. Duffy going up the middle. Loses that 50-50 once again to CJ Hira now. Gonna take it. Duffy trying to find a center there for Emma. Just a little bit too far away. That's a good touch from Duffy. Is there a Mountaineer there to follow up? Emma's gonna be underneath that goal. It's a miss from a Sienna Heights player. And the Mountaineers able to collect their thoughts and kind of regroup here defensively. It's a demo onto and Zonix, and it's an easy goal. Emma, Duffy plays off the top. Emma is right there. Just kind of gonna walk it into the goal.
Yeah, I mean, that was an insane play once again. I mean, this Lotus team is clicking on all cylinders right now, just popping off in every facet of the word. They're trying to get something going here on defense. I mean, has had a quiet but also very good series so far. Had a lot of goals in the Mountaineers. Wow. The attack is not over yet. Sienna Heights, at this point, I mean, I think it might be over. Imperial March continues to play. It lingers out of the lobby. The Mountaineers now up 4 with a minute left here in Game 4. And that should be all she wrote.
I didn't think it was sustainable, the stuff that Sienna was able to get away with defensively in some of those earlier games. It looks like I've been proven right. The dam has been broken. The Mountaineers now pouring it on offensively. I would not be surprised if they try and find a 6th goal so far in this Game 4. Sienna Heights are going to need a miracle here to get themselves in this series. Going to be here playing it forward, maybe just a little bit more of a passive approach here from the Mountaineers, just trying to get this game over with as soon as possible. But it's going to be Emma up this right side, trying to find something. It's a good touch from Anzonix to kind of stifle that attack for the time being. But, I mean, just nothing going right now for Sienna Heights. 30 seconds left. They need 4 goals here. It's about a goal every 7 seconds. You know, they're going to find one. Oh, my goodness. That's not great. Was that Emma? Yeah. Emma.
You know, Emma just getting a little.
Or no, it wasn't Emma. It was Duffy.
Oh.
Duffy.
It's okay. Things happen.
Duffy breathes a little bit of life here into Sienna Heights. 3 goals needed in the next 25 seconds. Very likely impossible, but there's definitely been some chaos going on these past couple weeks in Rocket League. But let's not add to it. No, let's just kind of have West Virginia looking to get out of this with a clean 5-2 victory, a clean 3-1 victory in this series. Now just one more game separating West Virginia from potentially the 1 seed so far in this conference against East Tennessee State next week. That is going to be it. The ball will be grounded here in just a second.
Ooh.
In the Mountaineers, 3-1 against Sienna Heights. A very common scoreline for the Sienna Heights team. I think that's like their 4th match so far this season that has ended in a 3-1.
Yeah, they always sneak one in.
They're always able to get that one. They got one against North Texas. They did get swept by University of Texas at Austin and Leslie. So obviously those are 2 of the premier teams in this conference. But West Virginia, they got the win. Right now, the way the things have been going, that's all you can really ask for.
100%. I mean, it's good to see a Mountaineer win on Rocket League, as always, but especially in the current, I guess, landscape of things.
Yeah.
But regardless, this does start the 3-leg parlay on this Mountaineer number 1 seed journey. as long as they are able to close the game out next week. And then obviously North Texas going to have to beat out UTA later on in week 7 as well.
That's going to be a huge match.
Yes. So if you're a Mountaineer player, you gotta be watching that one. Gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be broadcasted, but hopefully so. If not, like I stay refreshing that NACE page. But regardless, a good win, a good showing, a nice 3-1. Huskies always sneaking in one on the series, but regardless, a win is a win at the end of the day.
Yep. A huge week for this Lotus team next week against East Tennessee State. Same time, 7 p.m. next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Last game for the regular season, massive playoff implications. We will be there.
Hopefully you guys will too.
And it's been a weird. We were supposed to have a triple header today.
We were. It's been a lot of rescheduling. It's been a lot of random shenanigans.
Main roster's done. Main roster's done. They played all their games somehow.
Next week is the last regular season NACE Rocket League game.
It's our last regular season broadcast.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Tomorrow, 8:30, Valorant in NACE against Cumberland. Another huge game. Then they're done. Main roster is already done. They played St. Clair and Winthrop. They did beat St. Clair, so they were able to get that. But it's obviously still been a couple of shaky games for them. So only 2 more streams so far in the regular season, and then we are on to playoffs.
Yep, exciting times for WVU sports right now. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you guys all for sticking around and watching, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow.
My skin. How could love wear so thin?